We have ice and water and vapor, three things, but they're all the same. But they take different forms. And so the Holy Spirit are like an apple. They're the seed and the core and the meat of the apple. Three things but make up one. The Holy Spirit is one of the Trinity, equal with God the Father and God the Son.
All right, so that was Billy Graham, and we were watching him try to explain the doctrine of the Trinity using two different analogies that not only contradicted one another, they didn't explain the doctrine of the Trinity whatsoever. They actually both explained two different heresies. So the first one would be known as modalism, and I used to be a modalist. So when I believed in modalism, I believed that the Father was the one true God, and he manifested himself in various ways. So you had one God that would basically take different modes to interact with mankind. So he was the Father in creation, the Son in redemption, and then the Holy Spirit in regeneration. So he never existed as all three at once. When he was in creating, he was the Father. When he was coming in and redeeming mankind, he was the Son. And then after that, he became the Holy Spirit. It's basically if you were to take a mask and put a mask on, and then you're like, well, I don't want to be this now, I'm going to put a different mask on. And you just keep doing that. You manifest yourselves in different ways. So it's not three persons in the Trinity, it's actually one God manifesting himself in different ways. And it's the same thing when you look at the ice, the water, and the vapor. You can have all three of these things that are actually H2O, but are they able to be together at once? No, because the temperature that they rely on to be in these different manifestations, if you will, are drastically different. So you need to have water extremely hot to become gas, water lukewarm to be where it's at, just at liquid form, and then to be a solid it has to be freezing. So it's not able to be all three at once. So it's just manifesting itself in various ways. And the second heresy is something known as partialism. So partialism is where you break God down. So instead of having three persons making up one God, it's one being, three who's, one what. It's actually saying that the Son is 1/3 God, the Father is 1/3 God, and the Holy Spirit is 1/3 God. So when you take that apple, and like you said, you have the core, the seed, and the actual meat of the apple. So you could take that apple and cut it, but if you were to take the meat away from that apple and the seed away from that apple, the core away from that apple, it's just part of an apple. It's not the entirety of the apple. So you can't say that the Son is God in a sense if he's only part of God. So if you remove the Son, or you remove the Holy Spirit or the Father, they're part of what makes up God. They're not actually God themselves. That's where the Trinitarian doctrine disagrees with it. The Trinity would state that all three are God no matter what. They're not dependent upon one another. So again, neither one of these at all explains the doctrine of the Trinity.